It's now looking a little unwieldy ahead of those Senate negotiations next week. You have in the AFR this morning the headline there that Labor is looking more closely at family trust. We also have Bill Kelty saying, look, there should be a further look by this government at things like negative gearing. Do you think that should happen?
We've got a very full tax agenda. We're not, we're not just doing the cuts to personal income tax. We're also got the changes to the petroleum resources tax. We've got changes to multinational tax rates. We've got a very full agenda. The Treasurer, Jim Chalmers, Andrew Lee and others have been working very hard to make sure that we've got a fairer, more sustainable tax base here in Australia. I don't think we're in the business of taking on
no, but you can understand why people might be
when we
nervous.
haven't even got the income tax rates.
Yeah, sure, but you can understand why people might be a little bit sceptical, thinking that this is the path you might go down. You've taken it to a previous election now. Is it something you could seek a mandate on?
Oh, we're not discussing it. There's been no discussions about those other things, that negative gearing, for example, that's been raised. There's been no discussions about that. What we are in the business of doing is making sure that more than 10 million Australians get more of their take-home pay in their pockets with a tax cut, and that those tax cuts are better targeted to people on middle and low incomes that would otherwise miss out.
To be fair, that's what Albo did say about stage 3.
Sorry,
he said there were no discussions.
What did he say?
Sorry, he said there were no discussions about, stage 3 tax cuts until there was, of course. So that's why there's a little bit of scepticism about all these other things: family trust, negative gearing.
Yeah, well, look, we've got a full agenda. We've got to get the tax changes we've already committed to through the Parliament.
Okay, let me ask you about a few other things just quickly. Newington College, they're looking at, or they are going to have women, young girls in their school, and some of the parents are losing their minds about this. What do you think about Coed schools, or some of these established Sydney private schools?
Yeah, look, I think it's really a matter for the school, but I think, Coed education is great, particularly for boys. It's really good for boys to grow up with strong female role models, and that means not just their teachers and their mothers and their sisters, but also the girls that they're friends with and competing with at school. But no, as I say, it's Newington College, it's up to them. It's just a matter for the school. I think it's, the way the modern world is heading, but, that the school can make whatever decision it likes.
Yeah, I tend to agree. Let me finally ask you about Michael Eagan. Really sad news today that he's died at age 75. He was a massive Labor figure in New South Wales, but also Cronulla too.
Yeah, he was, as you mentioned, he was in the lower house for a number of years before he went into the New South Wales upper house. He's the state's longest serving treasurer. On coming into government at the beginning of the Carr Labor government, he delivered the first surplus in many years. He kept the state budget in surplus. He paid down debt. He delivered the Olympics debt-free. He was a huge figure, and the Carr Labor government always had a very good reputation for economic responsibility. That was down to Michael Eagan and the decisions he made. He was always very focused on delivering for ordinary people. So the increased competition and efficiency that we saw in water and other utilities was because he had a focus on making sure people were paying less in their utility bills. After politics, he kept up the public service. He went on to chair the Centenary Institute that do excellent medical research. He was the longest-serving Chancellor of Macquarie University. He shook the hands of 43,000 graduating students in his time as Chancellor at Macquarie University. He really was a huge figure in public life in New South Wales and dedicated his whole career to public service, and I'll miss him personally very much.
Yeah, I'm sorry for your loss today. That is quite a CV and quite a memory from you. Tanya Plibersek, thanks so much.